You think the back bridge is just a stretch for your spine? I tried this 3-minute movement every morning for 2 weeks. What happened surprised me, and it had nothing to do with my back. Your body has been waiting for this. Let me show you what most people miss. Here's the thing. You've probably seen this exercise before. Maybe you dismissed it as too simple, too basic, something only gym people do. But that's exactly the misconception we need to break today. This isn't a stretch, it's not a warm-up. It's a full-body reset that takes 3 minutes and requires nothing but the floor beneath you. No complicated movements, just you, your body, and a position that's been overlooked for far too long. What surprised me wasn't just the back relief, though. That came fast. It was everything else. The changes I felt in places I didn't expect. Systems in my body waking up, energy shifting, and all from lying down and lifting my hips. If you think this sounds too good to be true, stay with me, because what you're about to discover isn't magic, it's mechanism. And once you see how it works, you'll wonder why no one told you this sooner. But before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Have you tried the back bridge before? Drop a comment and let me know what you felt. I'm curious if your experience matches what I discovered. First, let's talk about why this simple bridge does more than meets the eye. When you lie on your back, bend your knees, and lift your hips toward the ceiling, it looks basic, almost too basic. But here's what most people don't realize. Your body isn't doing just one thing. It's doing 3 things at once. 3 layers of work happening simultaneously, and each layer builds on the one before it. Let me break this down for you. The first layer is what you'd expect: spinal decompression. When you lift into the bridge, you're creating space between your vertebrae. Space that's been compressed from sitting, standing, even sleeping. Think of your spine like a stack of cushions that's been pressed down all day. The bridge lifts that pressure. It gives each vertebra room to breathe. But here's the key. This isn't forced. You're not yanking your spine into position. You're using your body's natural structure, your hips, your glutes, your legs, to gently create that space. It's smart movement, not hard movement. That's why it works for bodies over 50. It's designed to decompress without strain. So if that's just the first layer, what else is happening? The second layer is core activation, not the kind where you're crunching or straining. This is deep stabilization. When you hold the bridge position, your entire core system engages to keep you steady. Your abdominals, your lower back muscles, even your pelvic floor, all of them are working together to support you. This is what builds real core strength, the kind that protects your spine in daily life, the kind that makes getting up from a chair easier, that makes bending down safer. You're not just stretching. You're reinforcing the entire support system around your spine. That's 2 layers working together, decompression plus stabilization. But there's a third layer most people never talk about. The third layer is circulation. When you lift into the bridge, you reverse the usual flow of gravity in your body. Blood that's been pooling in your lower body starts moving. Oxygen-rich blood flows more freely to your organs, your brain, even your digestive system. Your heart doesn't have to work as hard to pump against gravity for those few minutes. This is why people report feeling energized after doing bridges. It's not just muscle work. It's a circulatory reset. So here's what you now know. This simple position activates 3 layers at once. Foundation layer, spinal decompression. Enhancement layer, deep core stability. Sustainability layer, improved circulation. 3 minutes, 3 layers, 1 movement. But here's what surprised me most, and it has nothing to do with your back. There's a hidden connection in this movement that affects systems you wouldn't expect. Let me show you. The second thing you need to know, and this is where it gets interesting. Most people try the back bridge for one reason: back pain. They want relief. They want their spine to feel better. And yes, that happens. But after doing this every morning for 2 weeks, I noticed something else. something I wasn't expecting. My digestion improved. I felt less bloated after meals. I slept better. Even my stress levels felt different, calmer, more manageable. At first, I thought it was coincidence, but then I looked deeper into what's actually happening when you hold this position. Here's what you already know. The bridge stretches your hip flexors, strengthens your glutes, decompresses your spine. That's the obvious part. That's what every article tells you. But there's a hidden mechanism most people never talk about. A connection that links this simple movement to multiple systems in your body. What if I told you this position doesn't just affect muscles and bones? What if it's also communicating with your nervous system, your digestive organs, even your hormone production? Sounds impossible for a 3-minute movement, right? Here's how it works. When you lift into the bridge, you're not just extending your spine. You're also opening your chest and stretching the front of your body. This creates space in your abdominal cavity space that's usually compressed when you sit or slouch forward. That opening does something powerful. It stimulates your vagus nerve. This nerve runs from your brain down through your chest and into your abdomen. It controls your parasympathetic nervous system, the system that tells your body to rest, digest, and repair. When the vagus nerve is activated, it sends signals throughout your body. Your heart rate slows slightly. Your digestive system starts working more efficiently. Stress hormones like cortisol begin to decrease. It's like flipping a switch from alert mode to recovery mode. But here's the part that surprised me most. This position also affects your endocrine system. When you open the front of your body and improve circulation, you're supporting better hormone flow. Your thyroid, your adrenal glands, even your reproductive organs, they all benefit from that improved blood flow and reduced compression. So this is why one simple movement can affect so many things. It's not magic, it's mechanism. You're activating a nerve pathway that connects to almost every major system in your body. Think about your typical day. How much time do you spend hunched forward? Sitting at a desk, looking at your phone, driving, eating? Your body spends hours in that compressed position. The bridge is the antidote. It's the opposite movement your body's been craving. 3 minutes in this position isn't just stretching. It's sending signals, decompressing organs, activating repair systems, resetting the balance between stress and recovery. Now you see why I was surprised. I came for back relief. I stayed because everything else started working better. One movement, multiple systems. That's the hidden power of the bridge. Now that you understand why it works, let me show you exactly how to do it safely, even if you've never tried it before or think you're too stiff. Third, let's get practical. Here's exactly how you do this. I know what you're thinking. You've heard about all these benefits, but you're worried. Maybe you're thinking your back is too stiff. Maybe you haven't exercised in years. Maybe you're concerned about hurting yourself. That's exactly why we're starting with the foundation version, the basic glute bridge. This is the safest, most accessible way to get all those benefits we just talked about. Here's the mistake most people make. They see pictures of extreme back bends and think that's what they have to do. Or they rush into it without proper setup. Or they push too hard, too fast, trying to match what younger, more flexible people can do. That's not what this is about. You don't need to bend like a gymnast. You don't need to impress anyone. You need a version that works for your body, right now, exactly as it is. The problem isn't your body. The problem is that most instructions are designed for athletes or yoga practitioners who've been doing this for years. They skip the fundamentals. They assume you already know how to engage the right muscles, how to protect your lower back, how to breathe properly. But your body needs clear instructions. It needs to understand what safe feels like before it can progress. So how do you do this right, especially if you're starting from scratch? Here's the basic glute bridge, step by step. Start by lying on your back on a comfortable surface, a yoga mat, a carpet, even your bed if it's firm enough. Bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Your feet should be close enough that you can almost touch your heels with your fingertips when your arms are by your sides. Press your arms into the floor beside you. This gives you stability. Now, take a breath in. As you breathe out, press through your heels and lift your hips toward the ceiling. Think about pushing the floor away with your feet, not yanking your back upward. Your body should form a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Not an arch, not a curve. A straight, supported line. Your shoulders stay on the ground. Your neck stays neutral. Don't tuck your chin or throw your head back. Hold this position for 3 deep breaths. Feel your glutes working. Feel your core engaged. Feel the gentle opening across the front of your hips and chest. Then, slowly lower back down. Control the descent. Don't just drop. That's it. That's the foundation. No equipment, no complexity, just clear, controlled movement that your body can trust. Do this for 3 minutes each morning. That's about 8 to 10 repetitions, holding each one for 3 breaths. You can do more if it feels good, but start conservative. Let your body adapt. If 3 breaths feels too long at first, start with 1 or 2. Build up gradually. There's no rush. The goal is consistent practice, not perfect performance. Now you have the foundation. You know exactly what to do, how to do it safely, and how long to hold it. This is the version that protects your back while giving you all those hidden benefits we talked about. Once you've mastered that, and it won't take long, there's one more level you'll want to try. A version that goes deeper, challenges you more, and amplifies those results. Finally, when you're ready for more, after a week or 2 of practicing the basic bridge, your body will start asking for more challenge. You'll notice the foundation version feels easier. You'll hold it longer without strain. Your muscles will feel stronger, more stable. That's when you know you're ready for the elevated bridge. Here's what happens to many people at this stage. They get comfortable with the basics and then plateau. They keep doing the same movement at the same intensity, and the benefits start to level off. Not because the exercise stops working, but because your body adapts. It needs progression to keep improving. The mistake is thinking you have to jump to extreme versions. You don't. You just need one small adjustment that deepens the work without adding risk. Your body is smarter than you think. Once it masters a movement pattern, it becomes efficient. That efficiency is good. It means you've built strength and stability. But if you want to keep gaining benefits, you need to ask a little more from those systems. The elevated bridge does exactly that. It increases the range of motion in your spine, challenges your glutes and core more intensely, and enhances that circulatory boost we talked about earlier. So what's different about the elevated version, and how do you do it safely? The setup is almost identical to the basic bridge. You lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, but here's the key difference. As you lift your hips, you press through your heels and lift higher. You're aiming to bring your hips in line with your shoulders and knees, creating that straight, strong line we talked about before, but with more height. Your shoulders press more firmly into the ground. Your chest opens wider. The front of your body gets a deeper stretch. Your glutes and hamstrings work harder to hold you there. Hold this elevated position for 3 to 5 breaths. You should feel more intensity, but not strain. If you feel any pinching in your lower back, you've gone too high. Lower down slightly until you find the sweet spot challenged, but controlled. When you lower back down, do it with the same control as before. Slowly, deliberately, feeling each vertebra return to the floor. This version amplifies everything. Deeper spinal extension means more decompression. Stronger glute engagement means better support for your daily movements. More chest opening means greater vagus nerve activation and circulatory flow. Start by replacing half of your basic bridges with elevated ones. So if you're doing 10 repetitions in your 3-minute practice, do 5 basic and 5 elevated. Give your body time to adapt to the new demand. After another week, if it feels good, you can do all elevated bridges. But listen to your body. Some days, you might need to go back to basics. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. The goal isn't to rush to the hardest version. The goal is sustainable progress that your body can maintain for years. Now you have a complete progression system. Foundation to elevation, simple to challenging, safe at every stage. You control the pace. You decide when to progress. Your body will tell you when it's ready. All you have to do is listen. So let's bring this all together. You started thinking this was just a backstretch. Now you know it's a 3-layer system: spinal decompression, core stabilization, and circulatory reset. You understand the hidden mechanism, how one position activates your vagus nerve, supports your digestive system, and helps regulate stress hormones. And you have the exact steps to do it safely, whether you're starting with the foundation or ready for the elevated version. 3 minutes, 1 movement, multiple systems working better. This is what your body has been waiting for. Not complicated routines, not expensive equipment, just smart, intentional movement that respects where you are right now while giving you room to grow. You can start today. Lie down. Lift your hips. Hold for 3 breaths. That's it. That's the beginning. And if you do this consistently, just 3 minutes each morning, you'll start noticing what I noticed. The back relief, the better digestion, the calmer nervous system, the strength that builds quietly, day by day. Your body isn't broken, it just needed the right instructions. We share more movements like this on the channel, simple, safe, designed for bodies that have wisdom, not just youth. If this resonated with you, there's plenty more to explore.